Not easy getting in here.
Take Corosdale, Mack, vonOelhoffen, and head coach Scott Rueck.
Yeah, it was fun to be back in a game against Oregon with a crowd. I mean, that was fun to be back in there, and to have both fans from both teams. It was just a fun environment to be a part of, and it was a good battle. I was really proud of the team for battling back in the third quarter the way they did. Got a lead, and then give credit to Oregon for finishing us off in the fourth quarter, and I thought they did some really good things defensively, and executed well offensively, and then hit big shots. I thought they were opportunistic and made us pay for the mistakes that we made, which good teams do. And so I'm back at it tomorrow with practice, and then we'll head down for Sunday's game.
Talia, kind of a weird stat line for you. You didn't score in the first, didn't take a shot in the first half, and you almost ended up with a triple-double in the game. Did they do anything special to you in the first half, and did you make some adjustments at halftime, or?
I think they were just pressuring me a little bit more than our other guards, and helping a lot more with their bigs. So we just had shooters popping, and I was drawing too. So I just tried to create for my teammates and get them open. And then I think in the second half, I just tried to hunt for my shot a little bit more.
Scott, it seemed like you guys had enough offense tonight, but it seemed like every quarter there was a stretch where it just wasn't working. What did you see out there?
Oh, I mean, that's kind of been our hurdle this year. It's just spurts. We have just amazing spurts and great stretches, and then consistency has just been our nemesis, both ends of the floor. And we lose focus, and we make mistakes, and we let good teams get away from us, and then we can't overcome it, or we let teams that we should be pulling away from play with us. And so it's really hurt us, and so that's the hurdle for this team, is to string together more accuracy on the defensive end more often, and it takes experience to do that, and it takes a great amount of focus to do that, and it's certainly hard against teams that are nationally ranked. And so the bar's really high, and we've got to just continue to get better and better.
Coach, in less than 48 hours, you get the rematch, you do this all over again. How do you reset, refocus? I'm sure you guys are all hungry to make a different result on Sunday.
Yeah, next, that's just our option. And so learn from this one and move on to the next. It's not that complicated. It's just, we've been doing, we've had a big stretch here, where that's been our option already. Like playing at ASU is no joke, of course. And then you got one day to get Arizona, and then, really one day to play at Stanford, and then one day to play Oregon, and then one day to play Oregon again, and then a couple days before Stanford again. So that's the stretch that we're in, and so it's like, well, let's get this stuff done with as soon as possible, and let's get back and get to work and prepare, and make our adjustments going into Sunday's game. And so this team has done a great job staying positive and focused through it and moving on to the next, and they've just been phenomenal in that. But it's been a hard stretch for everyone, including our staff. It's just, this kind of thing really stretches you, as a human. And so that's kind of your option is to look at it and have fun with it, and so we've been doing that, and we'll continue.
Ellie, you were really aggressive offensively tonight. Was that part of the plan? Was that just what was available, or what you felt like was necessary? Really aggressive and really efficient tonight.
I kind of just think that it was available. I had a huge size advantage on the person who was guarding me, and then if they tried to put their post on me, I had a speed advantage, and so I just tried to use those, and thankfully people found me in the right positions, and I was able to make a few baskets.
Gotcha. The offensive glass for the opponents has been an issue. I don't think this is defensive rebounding was something you expected to be an issue. Are they just teams seeing this and so they're redoubling their efforts on that, or that offensive, the second chance points by the opponents it's just been a problem.
Well, who are we playing against? You got to give them credit. You give our opponents credit, and so we didn't box out like we needed to in the first half, of course. And if you look at the two massive numbers that stand out are, points off turnovers and second chance points. we just looked at them and I'm like, how do you win giving up numbers like that? You don't. And so we've got to clean that up, and we've got to win those battles. And so, you know, it's something that has come fairly easy for this team. But this stretch against these teams, you have to take it up a notch, you know, and we've got to emphasize it a little bit more than we have for sure going into it. But, you know, give them credit. I mean, they really attacked the O boards. You know, I thought Sure really was set the tone kind of along with Niara, of course, going to the O boards, you know, but they were really scrappy. Well, so was Stanford, so was Arizona, you know, and so you're talking about, you know, 3 really good teams right there that we've just got to continue to rise to that level. And so that's an area for growth right there for sure.
Scott, it's no secret you guys are built to want to go to the NCAAs every year. Are you starting to run out of chances, or if you just get one of these, do you feel like the dam breaks and you can really start getting on a run?
Well, I think we're doing a lot of good things, for sure. I mean, I'd like anybody who's looking at that to look at our schedule. I mean, it turns out Michigan's a little bit better than people thought before the year. So is Notre Dame, and Villanova just won at UConn. You know, so the losses that we have, they're all tournament teams. You know, and so we've been battling them tough. You know, so would it help to win? Of course. You know, but yeah, we want to do as much as we can with every opportunity. And so it's been a tough schedule, though.
You obviously got a technical foul in the game. You turned and raised your hands to the crowd trying to get them amped up. Was that just something that hit you at that moment? And because it seemed to, for some reason, you guys took off from there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got no idea, Nick. I don't know. I was unhappy with what I thought was a dangerous play. And, you know, it's my job. I'm hired to coach and protect this team. And so, you know, that's the only thing that got me there, you know, was that. I thought that was a dangerous play. You know, and they happened in the game. It wasn't, I don't think, intentional by any stretch. I'm not saying that. But I thought just the nature of the fast break play and the contact within it seemed dangerous to me. And so that to me was disappointing. That's the word, disappointing. And so that's all I'll say on that, you know. But I was just happy to see our team fight, you know, the way they did and give themselves a chance tonight.
Was that conversation that you had with Coach Graves, you know, around like sort of about that from that call, of at least that non-call during that? Was that sort of part of that conversation there?
No, I just asked him how his boys were doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He said they're doing great.
Yeah, just wondering about that. But also too, like the biggest thing, you know, a lot of like you said, a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers. I mean, I know, you know, the difficult stretch you guys are playing through, but how do you, you know, tighten that up here? Obviously, you know, there's, you know, a lot that you can do, you know, in practice and all that, but you got such a quick turnaround, you know, 48 hours and all that. So it's like, what can you do, you know, for the next, you know, around 48 hours? Yeah,
well, I think, you know, one of the challenges for this team is we just got a lot of inexperience on the perimeter. You know, I mean, that's one of the things. Turnovers come from just, you know, reads. Turnovers come when something might seem there, but it's not, which means your eyes aren't focusing on the correct thing at the time. And that's the only reason that they happen, actually. You know, so when they came at us with pressure, put us on our heels at times. Well, we've seen that. We knew that they would throw different things at us defensively. We figured they'd put some pressure on the ball. We figured that they would probably hedge ball screens with T. They've done that historically, not this year as much, but historically. So that didn't surprise us. You know, but how we handle it, you know, when you've got a veteran group, you know, they've seen it a billion times. It's easy, you know, and so I thought a large part of this game, we executed very well against it. And I thought we got great shots. I thought we really moved the ball well. We got great looks. That's why we shot the percentage we did tonight, you know, but, you know, if 1 out of every 5 is a turnover possessions, 1 out of every 4, you know, that makes it tough to overcome against a good team, you know. So I think the more experience that we get, it's all adding up. And so our decisions are getting better and better. So give them credit for disrupting us like they did, and I think we'll handle it better, you know, on Sunday. All right, thank you.
Scott, did Elena coach's decision?
Yeah, she's doing great. Yeah, somebody say it.
Obese.